Hello, it is Friday, and thank you for being here. Today, we're talking a little bit about construction AI. Now, I know for some people, this just seems like this is a little premature. I don't think I need to learn about this yet, but we need to. Let me tell you, it's coming down and it's coming fast. And so, what I want to be able to do is offer the opportunity to guide you through just some of the really easy, basic steps of construction AI so that you can start practicing. Because, really, to be honest with you, it's not about learning AI. AI is going to be designed and accustomed to how you do things and how you want to use it. But the key is making sure that you know what it can do so that you can use it to its best ability. My name's Corey Fisk, and I'm the founder of Construction Management Online. I really try to bring you all of the latest and greatest and everything that you won't learn in a textbook in the construction management field. And so I do this through Construction Management Online, and we have many courses that are available, but really what I want to focus on today is construction AI. So there's a lot more advanced things that are coming down the pike, and they're coming really fast. And so it's evolving very quickly. And there's a lot of question around how are we going to use this? How do we use it ethically? And how are we going to use it for the just the average individual on a project site? And this has been a huge question that I've been asking myself because I've been playing with this for almost 3 years, and it's been an extremely valuable tool for me. But what I've really recognized is that the experience that you bring and the critical thinking and problem solving that you bring, the innovation and creativity and out of the box thinking that you bring is all necessary in order to be able to really push the construction AI to the levels that it needs to in order to be able to be implemented into the construction management process. So laborers are going to be able to use this. It is going to be something where, of course, we don't want everyone that's on a shovel to be also on their phone, but this allows them to be able to understand things about construction if they don't have a lot of practical experience or have a lot of hands-on. They can understand the order of precedence. They can have any questions answered about why they're being asked to do this a certain way in order to be able to understand the outcome, and that what they do in the early stages is going to have an impact on what the results are going to be. This also allows that laborer to be able to see an opportunity for them to grow within the career so that they have a promotional destination map where they can see themselves being able to expand to a higher level in the construction industry. This is going to be used by superintendents. There's already equipment out there to help lay out interior walls, to be able to lay out footings, be able to coordinate the work that's out on the job site. Of course, there's a lot of people already playing with drones and knowing how valuable that is to a grade setter or a survey crew that's out on the job site. But we're also going to be using AI for historical data collection and review and analysis of what goes on with the original estimate versus the completed project cost. We're going to be able to understand and have an awareness of potential delays that are going to be hitting us in a schedule before they actually are there, so that we can be alerted of potential issues and problems coming down the pike and be able to try to resolve those with the team before it happens. We're going to be able to do really quick reviews of contracts and identify potential mistakes or conflicts of interest or outdated information in our contracts and in our documents. And so there's a lot of different ways that you can use this. And I think really the most exciting thing is that it really is your personal innovation that's going to be able to push this to the limits and be able to use it the way that you want. Yesterday, we went through what it would look like if a superintendent wanted to write a delay letter. And what is exciting about that is that you can put in very short, incomplete sentences and be able to come up with a full scope of work and an explanation of the delays that are happening. And you can put it into a daily report or a letter of correspondence to the owner or to the electrician. And so this is a great confidence builder of not having to worry about spelling or grammar, and it allows you to be able to organize your ideas very quickly and just make sure that you're saying and being interpreted the way that you want. But today I'm going to go through and show you just one little step further that we're going to go, and it is going to it's going to blow your mind, but this is what we do. So the other thing too, ChatGPT is free. Like there's no reason for you not to be playing with it. Of course, there's different levels that you can pay for, but you got to jump in. Just jump in. So let's go ahead and share the screen here for a second so that I can show you what we're looking at. All right, so in this dialog box, we're going to first start with a prompt. Now, what I want to do today is I want it to analyze a contract for me. So this little plus button off to the left, I'm going to go ahead and hit plus, and I'm going to add a file. And then I'm going to come in here, and you guys are going to see all my files that I have. And let me see. I already had one picked out, and there we go. Okay, so I'll just pick one of these. Let me see. Okay, so I've added a contract. So I've added a file contract that's used in a residential construction, very, very simplified. And what I'm going to write in here is, can you please summarize the scope of work and identify any potential issues or challenges in the contract. Now, this means that you could ask it a number of questions about the contract, but this is what it's going to do. So it's telling me the scope of work, which was to demolish, include rough-in work and insulation, sheetrock insulation, paint trim work, installation of a toilet and vanity. The work to be completed was going to be $2,000. This was a couple of years ago. Total contract price is $8,500, and so it breaks down the payments there, $34,000. Potential issues, again, it's missing Exhibit A, which is a contract heavily relies on Exhibit A, which is going to be a drawing that shows the specific tasks, materials, and project timeline. And it identifies the client's responsibility for permits, which makes sure that this is done because it could cause delays if the client is unfamiliar with the permitting process, permit approvals are delayed, or requirements for inspections or code compliance are misunderstood. It talks about the indemnification clause, so I might want to go back and look at it again because it says that it is broad and heavily favors the contractor. Well, of course, it's a contractor's contract, but it places substantial legal and financial liability on the client, even for incidents indirectly related to the work or caused by third parties. Owners, this is why we do not sign contractor contracts, and we make sure that we have our legal team generate our own contracts for scope of work being requested by us, because it is often whoever writes the contract is writing it in their favor. The contractor reserves the right to place a lien on the property if not paid in full. So change orders are not well documented, and if there is a disagreement over what work was requested in writing. So we just continue to go through. It talks about the dispute process, 1-year limited warranty, unilateral addendum restrictions, and then it also identifies that there's no timeline for completion, which could also end up being a problem. Then it provides me with recommendations. So obtain an Exhibit A, consider negotiating permit responsibilities, seek to revise a indemnification clause, and specific dates or timelines, and then clarify warranty process and confirm that all change orders must include pricing and time impacts. And then it asks me a question at the end. Would you like help drafting any recommended revisions or preparing a summary to share with a contractor or legal counsel? So I'm just going to say, yes. Can you please write a indemnification clause for this contract? Now, remember, Chat's not going to be a lawyer, and so any of the legal advice that it is going to give you here is definitely something that still needs to be passed by your lawyer. But we can see here that indemnification clauses are something that are readily available for review and research. And so it says, to the fullest extent permitted by law, each party shall indemnify, defend, and hold harmless the other party. And it goes through and writes me an entire clause for that. So this is just another example of how we're going to be able to use ChatGPT in order to really be able to get our, let me just get back on stage here, of how we're going to be able to use ChatGPT in order to be able to create efficiency, productivity, and profit in our construction companies. And again, this really benefits those small to mid-sized companies that are trying to compete against larger companies. It allows you to be able to condense the amount of time that you spend having to review documents, having to create documents. I had an amazing time developing an operations manual with ChatGPT, because it's just really, again, your own construction experience is going to be required in order to be able to provide the very best possible outcome of the information that is being produced. Garbage in, garbage out. Good information in, good construction knowledge and experience, amazing results. So the reason why I want to go through all of this with you is because it's just so important for you to learn it. And so I'm offering to come in to your office and meet with your employees and your team for a 4-hour workshop session. In this workshop session, I want to be able to have real world experiences. I want you to be able to bring in things that are happening on your job sites, a change order that no one can seem to resolve, a dispute that's happening, and wanting to be able to identify all of the highlighted points that need to be negotiated during that dispute, an RFI that has come in to question and needs to be able to have some assessment. I want to be able to help you use practical experience in that moment to be able to use ChatGPT and show you how beneficial this is going to be to everyone on your team. That includes the finance department, where we can find collaboration between the accounting and finance and the budget on the job site. It includes the HR department and how we're going to be able to create roles and responsibilities of individuals that are on the job sites. It includes the laborer, it includes the superintendent, it includes the construction project manager and executive manager. How we're going to be able to reduce these gaps that we want to be able to bridge between each of those different levels in the construction industry. So in this in-person shop where we're going to all be meeting, it's going to be 4 hours in your office. I'm going to, again, go over real problems that you're going to bring in. We're going to go over the different things that ChatGPT does. And I'm going to help you understand how to implement this into your construction program. If you would like, you don't think this is for you and just want to kind of tip your toes in the water, then make sure that you grab the free 20 prompt construction AI booklet, e-booklet. And then there's also a mini class that can get you started with an account with ChatGPT and how to get started in implementing ChatGPT into your daily workflow. So that's really all I had to say today. Just wanted to make sure that you knew that this was going to be available to you. I am only offering it during the summer. So while I'm off from teaching school, I want to be able to teach your crews how to implement construction AI. So reach out to me if you're interested, and I will talk with you soon.